flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show, that's where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the all around town radio show. The all around town radio.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Sweet Sister Mercy, for that theme song. And thanks for being with us here at All Around Town Radio on this, I guess, for lack of a better term, a holiday today. I don't know. A lot of people off work on Juneteenth. So thank you for being here. This is the 19th of June as we're bringing you Who's Playing Out, Scott. See, I am totally screwing this up already. Yeah. How you doing, people? Y'all all right out there? I see some people joining the program live. Thanks for watching. If you're watching after we're live, also leave us a comment, if you will, in there. And don't forget to hit the share button on the show. Sharing is caring, and we love you for that if you'll do that. We're going to talk here today about our weekend update. We've had a lot of you post on the page who you saw play music over the weekend. Lots of great shows out there, including a huge one down at the Blue Note. I think Steve Krackus was at. Oh, we now have Krackus Music on, Lord, he's on the YouTube. There we go. Well, hopefully it sounds better and looks a little better on the tube of you. We appreciate you being here, Steve. Thanks. Let's see who else is checking in the comments there. Rob Paisley on the YouTube channel. George is in the house. What's up, George from Rockstar? Glenn checking in. He had a wonderful weekend of music, he said. Well, I hope it was good for you. And thank you to everybody that posted on our Facebook page who you saw play over the weekend. We appreciate that very much. Kevin Cooper saying hi to all the haters out there all around town radio. Hater. It's a great slogan. It is. And I didn't come up with it. I didn't. No. Steve Stein in the house. Courtney Joe is here. Glad you made it on. How's the audio, people? We doing all right out there? Is everything sounding copacetic? I say Krackus. Come on, Steve. Cut me a break. Man, I know you're a rock star now, but cut me a break. I don't know. There's so many names. So many names to say and so little time to say it. What's up, Steve? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, man. Look like you had a great time this weekend. Hi, Eric Knight. Going to talk about Eric here in a little bit. We had some good stuff going on with him as well. So let's get into the program if we can after we talk to a few more of you in the comments. Thank you, Courtney Joe, for saying it sounded good. I appreciate that as well. Jim McCarthy, how are you? I had a good weekend. And I had a little engagement yesterday to do. So we did some family things a little earlier in the weekend, but that was cool. We had some fun. I'll mention that here at the end of the show, what we had on Sunday. And thanks for the sound check. And yes, maybe we should just call that cray music instead of Krackus. How are you, Kara? Thanks for being here. TJ in the house from Sons of Liberty. Thanks for being here. And Krackus Music, who's now guitaring for DV8 and with Mad Hatter as well. So that's cool stuff. Chris Reese in the house from Dat Band. Sup to you too. Thank you for being here. Yes. And Courtney only saw herself play. Well, that's okay. You can give yourself a shameless plug. We don't care. Throw it in there, Courtney Joe, because we love your voice. We do. Absolutely. Jimmy Kilroy, thanks for being with us today, guys. Dave Shores has joined the party. I want to give him a big, hearty congratulations. I saw Dave pop up on the screen out there. He's stage manager at Stubbs Park on Sunday night. Had their biggest crowd ever. Record crowd, over 6,200 people. Outdoor venue in Centerville, Ohio, in a park. for Hotel California. So good stuff. Yes. Hi, Chris Reese. Yes, we mentioned that earlier. We did. And yeah, that's what I got going on. So thank you for being here, guys. Let me talk about what's happening with us. And I want to give you our weekend in review because we had a good one. We had an excellent weekend in review to give you. But I want to talk about last Thursday's show. First of all, I'm going to make a little explanation here. If anybody follows our show on Thursday, which is Who's Playing Out, it's brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. And you guys know that we do the list of all the musicians and folks. Well, earlier in the day on Thursday, I think it was, maybe it was Thursday night. I'm trying to think what day they had the Zepp band, Zeppelin 2 down at River's Edge. But my friend Jim McCarthy, he rolled a picture in of and tagged us in it at All Around Town Radio, which apparently offended a bunch of people because there were two ladies in our shirts that were touching each other's buttocks. And a bunch of people reported to Facebook, and I don't know how many the bunch is, but according to Facebook, it was more than one. And they slowed us down in the feed. So our show only went out to about 2.5 thousand on Thursday instead of our usual 3 to 4, because they put us, they buried us, as they like to do when you offend them. So please be careful in what you tag us in, folks. Jim, don't take offense to that, buddy. I know it was all in good humor, and two of our favorite people there, Jamie and Heidi, that were in the picture. But, you know, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there that like to complain and report it as offensive material. So there you have it. Yet people can just get on and talk hate on Facebook and get away with it. So I'm just, that's my soapbox for the day. But that's, you know, I guess when you get to the point where you're doing something where what you think is good, some people don't think it is, or they like to take every opportunity they can to tear you down. So what's up, Robert James? Thanks for being here. Glenn said Friday at Lori's Roadhouse with Gary was great. Good. From Rascal Flats. And TJ played Anderson's Tap Room. Thank you. And Drew's on the River. Thank you for that, TJ. What's up there, Dewey? Yeah, a lot of stuff. The beautiful weather. Yeah, that was Led Zepp 2 on Thursday night, wasn't it? Yeah. It's all right. Jim, I removed the tag to try to keep the peace. But you know how people are. It cracks me up. It does. It cracks me up. Yes. So just be careful, guys, what you tag us in. Also, be careful how many times you tag All Around Town Radio in a day, because last week that was the offensive thing, is we were getting too many tags in one day and they were considering us spam artists. Lord, you can't win with this platform. I wish somebody come up with a new one that had that many viewers, but just can't happen. And Glenn's going to throw YouTube at me, but you know, I have 100 people following me on YouTube, and I have, a few thou on the Book of Face. And yes, it looked like Led Zeppelin 2 was a great show. And absolutely. Hi, Dirk Turner from Crying Out Loud. Ditch, how are you, buddy? Good to have you with us. And yes. You know, I thought the same thing, Kara, but who knows? You know, we have, they don't call it All Around Town Radio hater for nothing. They don't. I've never been so hated in my life with what I do in this music form, and I don't know why. I mean, I can't be everywhere, people. I try to get out and see some great bands, but let's not be negative. Let's be positive today. At least we had 2.5 thousand views on the show on Thursday before they slam-a-jammed us, so that's not bad. I mean, it's decent. And if those 2.5 thousand people that watched got a little clip of somebody they wanted to go see music-wise, that was good. So we appreciate that. I remember when 50 people watching was a good day for us. So we'll get over that one and move on. So don't forget to follow us on all the socials if you can, guys. We'd appreciate it if you do. We are on the Insta. We are Instagramming. Let me get that comment out of the way there. And TJ said he went to the bell, I think, is what he was saying there. We're on the Instagram. If you're familiar with that, get on and check us out. Follow us there at All Around Town Radio, and then also at All Around Town on YouTube. You can follow us there if you would, and we'd appreciate that. All right, June 19th today. Let's kick it off. This week in music for us, I want to go back to Wednesday night and say a big shout out and thank you to all the people who support our Name That Tune night at Heather's on the patio. Name That Tune, 41 teams, 370 people in the house that night to play. Unbelievable. Just freaking unbelievable. I mean, I am blown away by that. And believe me, we're not doing anything special there. We're just having fun. And it seems to be working. So we're happy with that. What's up, Pete Davidson? Good Monday to you. Thanks for joining us today on this Juneteenth. Chris Vince, how are you? Thanks for dropping by as well. And I want to talk about that Wednesday real quick. One more thing. This coming Wednesday, if you play Name That Tune and you follow the show, which some people do, please make sure you jump on the 80s night bandwagon. That's what we're doing this week. We'll be playing one full round of 80s music and then some sprinkled in 80s stuff to appeal to the rest of the crowd who may not be 80s people, because we have some younger people who wouldn't know an 80s song if they recorded it again. I mean, it's amazing. So we're gonna have some fun with 80s night. We've got a big hair competition. We've got the best costume competition going on that night, along with the best team theme and stuff. Get those reservations into Heather's if you can. And yeah, good stuff. What do we got here? Says TJ got his weekly dose at the Bell. Always. I haven't been to the Bell in a few weeks. I'm missing out on my Thursdays there, but I've been working a bunch. And Kent said TJ killed it. Good deal. Love to hear it. All right, as we move on then from Thursday, took a little Thursday off actually for me. And hi Diana, thank you for joining us today. Good to have you with us. And Chris Reese writing some stuff here, so we'll leave that up for people to see. And yeah, isn't it a shame? There's so much going on right now that everything's spread so thin. I was in a few venues that are normally packed out that weren't. But then you look at like Stubbs Park on Sunday, a free show with Hotel California, man. There's 6,200 plus people. That's amazing for the city of Centerville for them to pull that off. And they're killing it at that amphitheater now on Sunday nights. So it's amazing what's filling up and what's not. The weather's been perfect for outdoor concerts too. It's been in the 70s and, you know, not super hot and all that stuff. So we're happy to do anything music wise and see any music out there. Thank you, Dan. He says Cassette Junkies at the 80s Block Party on Saturday. Was that last weekend or this weekend? Because Cassette Junkies does not report to us. We don't get their stuff. So, yeah. All right. There you go, Dewey. Good to hear. Stephen Bell in the house. Oh, Dan said last Saturday in Montgomery. Perfect. Yeah, there's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. Let me get to my week, though, because we had a great week. Or weekend, I should say, of music. And if you did too, and you didn't post it on our page yet, please put it in the post after we're live here. Go down there and drop it in for people to see. Make sure you name the venue also, because it's important to highlight the people that bring us the live music along with the artist. And yes, yeah, Steve, the Blue Note was nuts. I saw the pictures. That was another one. I just couldn't get there, and I really wish I had. And you had the greatest seat in the house, so that was good. I used to do a lot of that backstage work and used to love it, but not anymore, not much, which I miss quite a bit, just hanging out in the back and listening to the stories and helping with production and all those fun things. Hi, Bill. Thank you for being here. So let me roll through here. So, Friday night, took in our friends from Spongeworthy at Heather's down in the patio, you know, and I do mention Heather's a lot in the summer because it's close to the house. It's 5 minutes. And we roll down there quite a bit to see a variety of musical acts. And Heather's got a great lineup this summer. So we try to get in there and check that party stuff out going on the patio. And also to support Heather's, because she supports me every Wednesday with our Name That Tune, allowing us to do our weekly residency there. And it's so much fun. So let me talk about Scott, Carlos, and Craig for a minute with Spongeworthy. If you've never seen Spongeworthy, they've been around for years. For a three-piece band, they fill the room full of sound and a party every time they play. It's so cool to me to see the longevity and the following this band has. No matter where they go, I don't care if it's a small venue, a large venue like Heather's is, they're filling the seats and they've got people up dancing all night long. and everything from rock and roll. I mean, Van Halen to Bruno Mars, this band is playing. So really a lot of fun, really good stuff going on with Spongeworthy. And you'll again, if you've ever met them, they're super nice guys, super humble. They get out and work the crowd. And I think that's a reason they have such a huge following, is that they work the room. And they have a lot of people that are not only just fans, but friends that come see them. And they bring a party crowd. That's all I can say. And Steve said, because those boys can play, they can. And Scott Miller on that guitar is a beast. I mean, he's shredding it. Carlos is shredding it. I mean, they're just a tight band who they're polished, and they've played a lot of the same songs for years and years. I've seen them over the years, and I can tell you what's in their set list many nights, but for some reason it never gets old or stale. And that's a good thing. And it's got to be their personalities and what they bring to the stage energy wise, and getting the crowd moving. And hats off to them. And Heather's had a good night on Friday night. A good crowd there, having a good time and running it. And John needs a bottle of wine and some cheese. The mayor of Hamilton does. Okay, there you go. And Kara went to school with Carlos. Okay, all right, good deal. Super good guy. He came over and talked for a long time on the break. We had a great time chatting a little bit. Got to sit there with Heather from Heather's and Jerry and bunch of people and enjoy our evening on the patio after we went out to dinner on Friday night. So nice stuff. Mrs. Hall around town attended that one as well. And then I want to move into Saturday real quick. I've got a lot to talk about here in the next few minutes, and I want to mention some folks who just absolutely wowed me over the weekend. So stick around with us. We're going to talk about our twofer on Saturday here. Actually, a threefer. I'm going to talk about Lori's Roadhouse, being at Lori's Roadhouse on Saturday night. Hello, Gary. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. He's moving to a new Simmons sanctuary. All right. Well, let us know when you're all moved in and ready to join the show here. All right. Saturday, Lori's Roadhouse. I had the honor of being asked by the Kevin McCoy Band to not only come and intro their new song called Mansion, but also to intro the band as they came up on the stage and introduce them to the crowd and those kind of things. So I want to thank Kevin McCoy for bringing Hall Around Town Radio into the house on this one for him. And it was a big night for Kevin. Also, starting out that show, before I get into Kevin's act, I want to talk about Morgan Pieri. I think I said that right. It's Pieri, and you can find her, Morgan, online. But Morgan doing a solo act, and she did some amazing things before the crowd really got there. And it's a shame that sometimes the opener at Lori's can be very early. So Pieri, yes, did I say that right? Did I do that? Pieri, yes, I think I did. Thank you, Kevin. You tagging her in it? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're tagging her that we're talking about it. But Morgan was killing it, and she did a good job of entertaining the folks that were there, obviously, and not a huge crowd at that time, but she was smooth like butter, man. And this girl hasn't played out in 2 years or better. And what a smooth voice and an even better personality in person. We had fun talking to her. Kevin, thanks for the intro to her, by the way. And it was nice to meet her and hear her music and meet her entourage that was with her as well, because some good people there. And Morgan did a great job, and Kevin kind of handpicked her to open this show for him at Lori's. And you'll also notice that let me get this other banner off the screen here. And you notice I'm sporting the KMB, flying the KMB colors tonight. Compliments of that show. And More Than Zero also hit me up with a shirt that night, and I'm going to be wearing that one on the show as well to show you their logo someday soon. But let me talk about after Morgan left the stage, had an opportunity to get up there and talk about this song Mansion. If you haven't heard Mansion, it's available on all streaming platforms. Anywhere you can get music, basically, you can find Kevin McCoy's Mansion. And I'd like you to download that thing if you can, and show him some love, if you all will, if you're on the show. And man, I'm hacking today. Pollen's back. 7 says killer group of guys. Absolutely killer group of guys. And thank you, Kevin McCoy. Thank you so much. Mansion. It's a song about, how do I put this without offending anybody? You know, so many country songs out there. And I think Kevin's wife summed it up to me as we were talking about the song. Tiff said, there's so many people who grow up with silver spoons in the country business. They do. I mean, their songs are about, oh, you know, me and my daddy, we fished every day. We loved each other. We did all this. It was so much fun. You know, it was the greatest family ever and those kind of things. But then there's some people who grow up without that, and they grow up in a time that maybe they don't have a family support system, or maybe they grow up very poor and don't have the opportunities that some people do. And that's kind of what Mansion's about. And if you haven't heard it yet, you need to go listen to it. And we're going to get it on the show here. Kevin's going to send it to me, I hope. And we'll get that on the show here in the next few days and play it, because I'd love to be able to play it for you and let you listen to it a little bit. But it's fun because what do we got? I nailed the song. Thank you, Kevin. Well, I think that's what it says to me. I mean, it says there are people who don't get silver spoon. I mean, they grow up in the school of hard knocks, and that's what this is about. And Kevin, you did a perfect job of writing this song, and I know you had other writers involved with you. So throw them in the comments if you want. If you're out there, hit those up in the comments. People would like to hear who collaborated with you on that one. And thanks, Scott Elvis Miller from Spongeworthy. We were just chatting about you. Thank you so much for being with us today and rocking the house on Friday night at Heather's. We had a great time with you. And you guys, I don't care if there's 10 people there or there's 10,000 people. You keep the crowd moving, man. They enjoy your party. So Kevin McCoy, let me talk about Kevin McCoy Band for a minute. And again, let me say I was honored so much to be asked to be there and be part of that program that night, and to be able to chat a little bit. Carlos, thank you so much, my friend. Alex, thanks for being here. Hi, Brian Middendorf. Thank you for dropping by. Sean Cooper, thank you very much. But what an honor it was to be able to take that stage and talk about that song, and then let the Lori's folks play that song over the PA, and then to introduce the band and have Kevin McCoy get up there and do what he does and his band does well. And they are a stellar group, folks. I will tell you, if you haven't seen Kevin McCoy, even if you think I'm not a country person, go see Kevin McCoy Band. You'll be entertained the entire evening. And these guys, their crowd interaction is amazing. Their 4-piece energy is off the hook. And they play off each other so well. I mean, the solos, everything is just done perfectly. And, Lee, Dixon, Eric, Catfish, and Kevin, they're just good people. And they're people that you want to be around. And that's what I enjoy about it. Kevin McCoy Band has fans. They do, but they have a family. And the people that come see them all the time, I mean, there were some family members there that night who have been following Kevin McCoy for years and years. And they were there to support the record, and to also support the band and the members of the band. And this is probably the best combo I've ever seen Kevin have in a band. And he's had a lot of these guys for years with him. But I will say this combo right now with the addition of Eric and so on is just perfect. And man, do they play well off each other. And what'd you say? Your hetero life partners. Thank you, Kevin. Boy, we're getting deep today. We're getting deep. Thanks, Alex. Good to see you, my friend. Alex Hall, my brother from another mother. So, again, Kevin McCoy Band, I could go on all night and talk about the songs they play, what they do, but you guys need to be out there and you need to see them play. And they're out and about a lot. Follow them on the Book of Face and you'll know where they're playing, and go see a show. It was great to see, who was it? Roxy was doing her dance thing on the dance floor, having a great time. Got to see, all the ladies who follow Kevin McCoy, which we dearly love. They're all there. And, of course, Kevin's wife, Lee's there, Eric's wife, everybody in the house. Just a good group of people. And I'll forget a bunch of people, so I'm not going to name too many more names, but you know how it is. It was a good party. Lori's Roadhouse, nice venue, man. It's a great venue. We do Autism Rocks there. I get a chance to be there for that. They had it on the side stage, which I think is much better on a promotion and a show like that. The main stage in Lori's, if you don't have 2,000 people, it looks empty. It's not empty ever, but it looks empty in there. So the side stage and being able to play to the bar and the tables that are around the bar there was a classic good thing. And Kevin told me I had to cut out a little early to go see another band, which we'll talk about. But Kevin told me that it was packed out afterwards. So after I left, it got even busier. So they heard I left and they all showed up, which is a good thing. It is. But thanks to Lori's Roadhouse, too, for the hospitality that night. Sound was on point. Did a nice job. So good stuff. Good stuff. And Brian, thanks for being here. Also, River City Productions in the house. Glad to have you guys with us today as well. So thank you, Kevin McCoy, for the opportunity to be part of your wonderful night. And Glenn said he was, said John Karabi signed things for about 2 hours after he left the stage. Nice work. I didn't know you were going to that show, Glenn. Good. That's good to hear. Yes. And then Steve and Brian are having a relationship here, a bromance, so I'll let them talk back and forth. There you go. Yeah, John Karabi, he's incredible. Kip Winger and Winger, awesome band. And certainly, man, Tom Kiefer and his Cinderella project there is amazing. Amazing. Much love to you, Kevin McCoy. And someday when you're on tour, I'm driving your bus, man. That's all there is to it. Or I'm riding on the bus with you. And Kevin's at We the People Studios writing right now. Good. Well, thank you, buddy. And thank you for a good song. And we'll get that song on the air here on All Around Town Radio soon. He's going to ship it to me and we'll get it out there. Absolutely. So let me hit up the rest of our Saturday night real fast, and then we're going to get out of here soon. But Saturday night, got a chance after I left Lori's, made it up to Heather's again on the way home. Got a chance to thank you, Kevin, for sending it. Got a chance to see More Than Zero. Now, we had him on the show last Wednesday, on Wednesday with the band. We had Ken here, and Ken did a great job on that show talking about the band and all that. And I said, I got to go, since they were on the show and everything else, I haven't seen them yet. I need to go see them. And I love being there with Kevin, but I wish I'd had 4 hours with this band as well that night, because let me tell you, first of all, More Than Zero, fronted by Missy Knight. Can I just say, I hear a lot of female vocalists, and I've heard some of the best female vocalists in the tri-state, including Miss Melissa Singer-Reed, Ann Coleman. Gosh, I can go down the list. Chelsea Calloway, Brandy Evans, lots of them out there that are absolutely just great singers. And Missy had the hair standing up on the back of my neck with her vocals. What a powerful vocalist, and what a beautiful vocalist she is. On pitch the whole time I was there. I was there for about an hour and 15 to hear the band play. But let me tell you, Missy, amazing. If you haven't seen her yet, you're missing out. More Than Zero, guys. Go see them. Ken and Eric on guitars. Shredding it. Some Night Rangers. I mean, just you name it. If you want to walk through the 80s rock, they were doing it. And Mark and Marty, Mark on bass, Marty on drums. Goodness gracious. What a band. And I got a chance. I got there. I was getting all these text messages while I was at Lori's from Heather. She's like, oh my God, I'm getting the OMGs and all this stuff. This band is blowing me away. They're fantastic. She goes, and this was a tough weekend for music in the venues because of all the outdoor events going on. And Heather's is kind of semi-outdoor, but people get used to it being there like it's just a regular walk-in, pay your thing venue or whatever. And hell, she didn't have a cover charge on Saturday. But there was enough people there to make it a party. I'll say that, but it wasn't packed to the rafters. And I want More Than Zero, if they're watching, to know it had nothing to do with the band. And oftentimes when you come into an area you've never played, and that was their debut there, the crowds are a little lighter till people hear about you and they join the party. So all I can say is More Than Zero, hell yeah. I mean, yeah, what a group. And I could, again, name all their songs and all that I got to see, but it was just spot on and good stuff. The only thing I have struggles with any of these bands in the venues is lighting. And I'm going to tell you, I had struggles trying to take pictures of both Spongeworthy there and More Than Zero because, I just take pictures on the little phone. So the lighting wasn't always, it doesn't do low lighting as well as it ought to. But so I apologize for the pictures I posted, but at least it gives people a snapshot of what we got to do and what we got to see. And follow More Than Zero on the Book of Face, if you guys will. I know if you go back and watch the interview that we had, and if you're out there, guys, make a comment. The comments have ceased on my part, so let me know if you're still there, just to know that the comments are working. More Than Zero, and they've got a side project as well. I think Finding Melissa is what that's called. It's Ken and Missy that are singing and playing a duo there. So they've got a little acoustic project as well. And man, big production, sound was great. Certainly rocking Springboro. And Eric, man, your guitar, thank you so much for that. Eric, your guitar work was phenomenal. Ken's guitar work. And I got to thank Ken for wearing the Hall Around Town shirt on stage. By the way, that has closed, guys, for those of you that are asking and sending me messages. You had 14 days. We posted it. What they do is they fill all those orders, get them processed, get them shipped, and then we will go back to that as soon as they have an opening in their schedule that we can schedule another 14-day round of sales. And that's all done by the fine folks at 937 Inc. in Springboro. They do a great job. If you need band shirts, they are the one to go see. They do Dat Band. They do the Whammies. Lots of them. Even the guys down in Cincinnati are using them up here. So really good stuff there if you're interested in 937 Inc. They're right here in my backyard. And yes, Diana, I appreciate what you guys have to work with sometimes. And you've got the nice lenses and things that help with the low light. But, when you're using the iPhones, they do good pictures. They really do, but not from a distance and not when the lighting's low. It's grainy. It's really grainy. And yes. And Sean says he loves Heathers. Yeah, it was good to see you there, man. He says Missy had some pipes. Man, she jammed, didn't she? Yes, I agree. She was fantastic. And Carlos, it was great to talk to you on Friday. I mentioned that earlier in the program if you were on early, but you guys are amazing as well. And I love Spongeworthy. Anytime I get to see him, I get to see him every year at like Oktoberfest in Dayton, where by the time Sponge hits the stage, everybody's been drinking German beer all day, and it is one hell of a party there. The dance floor can get a little crazy at Oktoberfest. And thank you, Missy, for being on the More Than Zero page. And Missy kept saying, if you compliment me again, I'm going to cry. Missy, you need to be complimented every day because you absolutely have it, young lady. You do. You're awesome. Fantastic talent. And one thing I like about More Than Zero, too, is I see Missy and I see Ken out quite a bit supporting other artists. And they're supporting other artists. They're out there watching musicians. I've seen them at Heather's. I've seen them at Froggy's. And I admire that. And when you have a night off and because so many musicians, I get it. You play a lot and you're like, oh, I got a night off. I'm sitting at home. Not these guys. They're out supporting other musicians. And, O'Connor's up in Springfield. Tina has nothing but great things to say about them as well. They played up there. And Scotty, if you know, that's what they say about Oktoberfest. Yeah. Wow. And thank you. Had a blast at More Than Zero. Thank you. Great band, great people. Absolutely great band, great people. And yes, Sean said they played the Zoo from Scorpions. And I missed Inner Sandman, but I heard it was epic. So didn't get a chance to see that. So that is about our weekend, people. I'm about to run out of time here, but I do want to mention one more show if I can. And last night at the Schuster Center in Dayton, I got the chance to hear Ain't Too Proud. It's the story of the Temptations. Wow. First of all, the story is a great story, and the way it's told, the way this Broadway production's put on, That's a must see, people. And unfortunately, last night was the last night at the Schuster for it. We always go on the final night of the show on Sundays. We have our season tickets on those nights because I think it's the best show ever. When they're leaving and it's their last one for the venue, they always seem to put more into them and all this. The talent in that show, the Temptation songs, they're timeless. The number one R&B group of all time, the Temptations. You can argue that all you want, but that they are. And the guys and the gals that are playing in this show and playing the parts, wow. Yeah. I mean, it went so fast. First act was 77 minutes, second act 55 minutes, and it seemed like it was over like that. And that was a good one. And just absolutely great weekend of music for us. From everything we got to see, from Friday night Spongeworthy rocking the house to Saturday Kevin McCoy and the release of Mansion, and then More Than Zero, and then Sunday night Ain't Too Proud, the Temptation story off Broadway here at the Schuster in Dayton. A remarkable weekend. And I know a lot of you got to have a remarkable weekend. I know Steve Craycuss, let me say that right, Craycuss, had a chance to rub elbows with some of his heroes backstage there. Good stuff. Yes. I do keep the highways hot, Kevin. I do, but it was a fun weekend and really good stuff. Want to remind you, tomorrow at 5:00, Harris will be back with me. We'll be doing a Hot Topic Tuesday. If you have a hot topic you'd like to hear us talk about, or you'd like to join us with a hot topic in music, local or national, we don't care what it is. Talk to us and we'll put you on with us. We'd love to have you with us on Tuesday. It starts at 5:00, goes till about 5:45. And Scott Elvis Miller there says Steve Crackhead. See, that's what I'll start calling him. Crackhead. There we go. Because I say Crackus. I just like to call him Steve. That's what I like to call him. But yeah, so we'll be back there. And then Wednesday, I'll be with you at noon. And then Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, the best musicians and venues in the tri-state here at All Around Town Radio. Thanks so much for being with us today, guys. Thank you to More Than Zero for a great party as well. Thanks for joining us on the show. Scott Elvis Miller, thank you. And Carlos for being with me today. I appreciate that very much. And let's get some people to say bye here if we can for a minute. Who's going to say, but let's get the lovely... I'll get the lovely Crackhead on here. Yeah, let's get him.
It's Steve from Mad Hatter. You're listening to All Around Town Radio with the illustrious Scott Hall.
Man, he was like on speed doing that, wasn't he, Steve? Let's get somebody prettier. You want to? Yes.
This is Kathy Laverty from the Bell and the Bear Jam. And when I look for local music, I tune in to All Around Town Radio.
Thank you, Kathy Laverty. You're awesome. Yes. We're out of here, everybody. Thanks for watching today. I'm Scott Hall, your host. We'll be back with you tomorrow live with the ugly one and the pretty one. Spreading joy and judgment. Scott and Karis with you tomorrow right here, all around town.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man on there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio.